Turning local, Montgomery County's next county executive race is heating up. Democratic candidates are starting to define themselves, especially around affordability, housing, and growth. At the same time, the county faces slowing affordable housing investment and real budget pressures. Cary, in the past two elections in the Democratic primary, there were clear lines of demarcation between Mark Elrich and David Blair, who represented a pro-growth agenda, with Ehrlich winning on both occasions. This time, Democratic candidates largely are competing in the same lane: housing, equity, service. Is this a real debate about, or just a shade of differences
You
in the
know,
candidates?
what happened to mental health? Okay. I mean, it wasn't that a topic that was major in the last election, the election before that, the election before that. No, every election they bring up the same old dead topics. We just saw the silver bill in Annapolis die. It died because it increases the cost of housing. It increases the cost of tenants, related rents. It limits growth. You've got candidates now running for public office. The only one actually, and I find it amazing, that's even pertinent to the current events is Evan Glass when he's talking about let's look at the realities of what the problems are with data centers. At least he's talking about a current issue affecting our economy and affecting our quality of life and our environment. So, uh, our candidates, and they need to get away from all this special interest influence. I mean, Andrew Friedson has gotten more money from the development community. I mean, my God, how much does it cost to run for a county executive? I'd love to hear that. Will
Yeah,
Jawando has the
every
same
election
problem.
seems to get more and more expensive, Cary. So, and
It's
we're going to turn to
ridiculous.
Jackie. Jackie, Republicans traditionally haven't been competitive in Montgomery County, but affordability is becoming an issue. There are other issues that are on point, and if the Republicans are hoping to make a challenge, this the year that they're able to do it?
I would love to be able to say yes and be the eternal optimist I always am. And Esther Wells is a great friend of mine. I think she has fantastic ideas, but there's a lot of factors working against us. One, you have the media that is not giving equal coverage to the Republican candidates. They only care about the Democrat candidates. And two, there are always going to be, and this is not just Montgomery County, but all over the country, there's red states, red counties, blue counties. And there are some people that, regardless of what they hear, how bad things get, are just going to continue to vote party line. And, until something gets bad enough that they've had enough, nothing's going to change.
So, Cary, that's an interesting mix of people that are running for county executive on the Democratic side. And of course, one of them is council member Will Jawando. And there have been allegations that he might be pushing the boundaries on public campaign financing rules. And the issue is, will these allegations harm him or uh, and have a negative effect on his campaign? Or is it just water under the bridge?
It's water under the bridge. I ran in the last election. Okay. I saw candidates publicly state on social media, send me money and say you live in Montgomery County so I can put it towards our public finance campaign. These people were admitting that they lived in Laurel or they lived in Hollywood, but they're somehow getting it into no. It's water under the bridge. Once you're approved in the public, realm of financing, there's very little accountability and there's very little review on what you do, unfortunately. But then again, if you're not taking public dollars, we got Andrew Friedson, you're talking about $1.5 million in contribution from the commercial development community. I mean, give me a break. I
Why?
mean,
Why?
there should
Why
be
is
a
that?
limit.
What's wrong with that?
There should be a limit. I
Why?
mean, how much does it cost? I mean, that's the problem with our country. You want to run for public office unless you have deep, deep, deep pockets, right? How do you represent the people? We the people's interest, not the interest of special people. Okay, I mean,
Are you suggesting that everybody who takes public financing
abso-frickin-lutely.
doesn't have a constituent group that they're beholden to? Yeah,
That's the we shouldn't. They shouldn't. They shouldn't have. They shouldn't be beholding to, and they should be beholding to the people of this country, the people of this county, the
listen,
interests of the
There
residents.
would be no politicians left in Washington or anywhere else if that was the case.
the biggest
We'd have
800
honest
pound
government.
gorilla endorsement is always from the teachers union. And you think the people that are getting endorsed by the teachers union aren't beholden to them?
Did I say
Yeah,
that?
No.
They definitely are beholding to
All right.
them. They're beholding to CASA, and that's the problem with politics today.
Well,
Okay.
you're gonna have the last word on that.
Thank you.